So, one day last spring, as spring was warming to summer, I was cooking eggs in a frying pan when I see 5 of those itty-bitty little ants go marching across the tile floor in my kitchen, single file, and headed directly for my trash, where fresh coffee grounds and last night's scraps abound. And since I'm a guy, I just stepped on him with my sneaker. End of story. Only Lois, that chick I had hanging around back then, wanted to start in with B-Boy about how I was a merciless, cruel-hearted bastard of a human beast. Because I just squished a bunch of those itty-bitty little ants. You know, the ones that are about this big. And Lois was having herself a hissy fit over it. So I turns to her and I says, Lois, I says, calm down, will you? Don't you understand? Those were scouts. If even one of them would have made it back to the ant colony, well, I'd have me a frickin' caravan a mile long. Coming and going. Going and coming. From my little trash can here in the kitchen, all the way back to where they came from. To which Lois replied, what? You goddamn bastard of a beastie man. How could you? How could you? They were only doing their jobs. They were just little ones. To which I replied, well, I'm trying to send a message back to where they came from. Lois, dear, that none who venture here ever return alive. Now, in the days that followed, I came to the only logical conclusion that in Lois's mind at that moment in time, there had to have been back at the ant colony one certain Staff Sergeant York, who was getting to be too old to be a soldier ant anymore. So middle management made him an overseer. And he stands at the entrance to the ant colony with his little clipboard. He clocks out all the scouts as they go out to scout. Clocks them all back in again when they return. 12-hour shifts. And Staff Sergeant York is quite distraught, as well he should be. Scout Team Victor with Abernathy, Jones, Williams, Wilson, and Cordova are way overdue. Way overdue. All the other Scout teams are returning on time, according to schedule. And the night is falling. And so if every Scout team is returning, Staff Sergeant York inquires. Page, Swanson, McDermott, have you seen my boys? Abernathy, Jones, Williams, Wilson, and Cordova? And they all reply, why no, Staff Sergeant, we haven't. McDermott pipes up, they're not in our sector, Staff Sergeant. Very well, carry on, says Staff Sergeant York. But he mutters under his breath, where could they be? You're not worried, are you, Sarge? Asks Page, leader of Scout Team Scrupulous. I know where they'll turn up, says Staff Sergeant York, as he looks yet again at his watch. Oh, you didn't know that about ants, did you? Yeah, they were watchers. So in order to appear nonchalant about it, Staff Sergeant York remarks, say, why don't you guys go chow down? Get yourselves some shut-eye. Which is impossible for an ant. They don't have eyelids. Come on. This lame-ass comedy routine. I figured I should just throw that in there. Why not? After all, this whole thing is anthropomorphological anyways. Yeah, no pun intended. No, of course that pun was intended. You do realize I'm just making all this stuff up, right? Actually, I'm lying. Ants do no such things. So anyway, finally, the last crew arrives, and we're about to witness the final curtain as all hope fails. Garcetti, Jorgensen, Jenkins, and Shorty. Yeah, even ants have nicknames. And Shorty, even for those itty-bitty little ants, yeah, he's on the short side. And the Sarge pipes up, Garcetti, have you seen my boys? Abernathy, Jones, Williams, Wilson, and Cordova? Puts Garcetti on the spot. Now there's nothing for it, so he lets him have it straight up. Didn't you know, Sarge? Haven't you heard? Scout Team Victor, all of them, were last seen around 09:30 this morning, disappearing into that giant crack in the Great Wall, 9 clicks north of here. You know the one, Staff Sergeant, that should every ant in this colony by now. It's the one where none who venture there ever, and I mean ever, return alive. a little cafe just a half a mile north of the border. Lived a humble gal, retired, keep taking orders. Every day of her life passed by in solitude and grace, as her sun went down and rose again in that place. Now destiny was playing cards with his bloody fortune. Lost of a hand, exceeding table stakes, and the powers that be cut a deal with Lady Luck and fate. That fortune must pay every penny the destiny takes. Whoa, the powers that be, they're watching over you and me. So gotta pick up the speed if we only believe. That very day, a man appeared in the doorway of that little cafe, and she greeted him with courtesy and faith. When he looked at her eyes, he said, "Darling, I've come to take you away from this place." When she asked him his name, he replied, "Just call me Ace." Whoa, the powers that be, they're watching over you and me. So gotta pick up the speed if we only believe. 20 years have gone by and she has never regretted a second. My, how everything changed from the moment adventure beckoned. Now from dawn until dusk every day, she has had everything it takes. And all over the world she is simply known as the Face. Oh, the powers that be, they're watching over you and me. So gotta pick up the speed if we only believe. Now in a little cafe just a half a mile north of the border, at a quiet little table in a dusty, dark-haired corner, face stealing cards, Lady Luck is looking over his shoulder, and fortune must pay every penny the destiny takes. Yes, fortune must pay every penny the destiny takes. Yeah, I drink liquid rust for breakfast. Mix it in with gasoline. And then I chew on old men's bones for lunch, baby. Yeah, I grease them down with Vaseline. And what I eat's for dinner, well, bounces around like a trampoline. I got a junk food diet, baby. Worst taste you've ever seen. Yeah, it's worse than sugar, baby. It's worse than caffeine. It's even worse than smoking, baby. 10 times worse than nicotine. It's those polytriglycerides and that BHT. I got a junk food diet, baby. Worst taste you've ever seen. Tried to kick it more than once or twice, baby. I just could not get free. And then I had me a blood sugar crisis, baby. In the end, it nearly took me. Then came my hour of decision. I had the junk food diet. Heebie-weebie, heebie-jeebies. Oh yeah, I got a junk food diet, baby. Worst case you've ever seen. Loved to watch her play in her sweet, familiar way. Those little hands and feet, her eyes so quick to greet. Concertello in El Viento, Alessandra, por delicia, que tal, porque ella fuera mía. I called her yesterday, left a message my usual way. She misses Daddy very much. It's just we're out of touch. Concertello in El Viento, Alessandra, delicia, que tal, porque ella fuera mía. Whatever